and tech collide. MTT guides us on this ride. Discoveries where thoughts reside.
Welcome everyone at MTT Podcast. I'm Mary, and today we have Flavio Cerato, a digital innovation manager with over 20 years of experience in ICT, software architecture, and applied research on artificial intelligence. We're going to dive into a fascinating topic, the intersection of critical thinking and generative artificial intelligence. Welcome, Flavio.
Hi guys, I'm Mary. It's a pleasure to be here for this interview.
So Flavio, let's start from the beginning. In your article, you discuss how generative AI is changing the way we live and work. Could you give our listeners a quick summary?
Absolutely. Generative AI such as GPT-4 is transforming various aspects of our life. From how we create content to how we interact with the world. It can generate text, music, art, and much more, which is incredibly exciting. However, there's a flip side, the influence it has on our critical thinking skills. We need to be mindful of the way we use AI to avoid becoming overly reliant and losing our ability to think deeply and critically.
That's a really interesting point. Could you explain what you mean by critical thinking and why it's so important in the age of AI?
Of course, thinking is the ability to analyze, evaluate, and interpret information objectively. It helps us to make informed decisions and solve problems in an efficient way. In this age of generative AI, it's easy to fall into the trap of accepting AI-generated content as face value. If we don't practice critical thinking, we risk spreading misinformation or making poor decisions based on inaccurate data or fake data. AI can produce content that appears very authentic but may be misleading. So our ability to critically evaluate what we see is more important than ever.
Right, it's so easy to be overwhelmed by the volume of information AI generates. Do you think people are losing their critical thinking skills because of this reliance?
To some extent, yes. When we rely too much on AI to make decisions or generate content, we are not exercising on our own cognitive muscles. It's like when calculators became common in schools. Suddenly, people weren't as sharp at doing mental math. Similarly, with generative AI, if we are not careful, we may see a decline of our ability to evaluate information critically and independently.
So what can we do to prevent this decline? How do we keep our critical thinking skills sharp in this AI-driven world?
Great question, Mary. I think there are a few strategies. First, we need to practice questioning the information we receive. Instead of just accepting AI-generated articles or reports, we should ask ourselves about the source, the accuracy, and any potential bias. And this is true for all kinds of information that we receive daily. Comparing different perspectives is also crucial. School and business can play a big role by promoting critical thinking and education, teaching people how to evaluate AI-generated content in a so rigorous way.
I love that approach. And you also mentioned the role of executives and businesses in this. Can you expand on their responsibilities?
Yeah, absolutely. Executives and business have a huge responsibility. They need to implement AI ethically, ensuring that employees are well trained in critical thinking. They should also encourage a company culture where questioning and evaluating information is a standard practice. If we are not careful, over-reliance on AI in business decisions could lead to less informed, even risky choices. By promoting an environment that values humans alongside AI, companies can maintain a balance between innovation and responsible decision making.
It sounds like we need both education and company culture to evolve alongside these technologies. What would you say to individuals who might feel intimidated by AI or worried about losing their edge in this changing landscape?
I say that it's natural to feel that way, but we need to see AI as a tool that enhance, not replace our abilities. The human mind cannot be replaced when it comes to creativity, ethical consideration, and making nuanced decisions. By focusing on developing our critical thinking and embracing lifelong learning, we can ensure that we stay relevant and make the most out of what AI has to offer. It's about finding the balance between human uniqueness and technological power. With AI, we can also democratize the skill for all the peoples. We can provide some abilities that some people have not. We can help them to be more included in our society and especially in the business.
That's a fantastic way to look at it, Flavio. Before we wrap up, any final thoughts for our listeners?
Just this. Generative AI is here to stay, for sure. And it can be a powerful ally. But we mustn't forget our roles as critical thinkers. By actively engaging with the information AI generates and making habits of questioning and evaluating it, we can make sure that these technologies serve us well, rather than the other way around. Thanks all for your time, and thanks for having me, Mary. It's been a pleasure. Have a nice day all. Bye-bye.
And thank you to our listeners. Remember to keep questioning, stay curious, and never stop learning, especially in the age of AI. Until next time on Mind Tech Talks podcast.
MTT, taking it to the streets where the vibe meets the beat. Can you feel the heat? Yeah. Mind Tech Talks, dropping all his bombs. Gotta keep it real, that's what we all about. Mind Tech Talks, we bring the game. Educate your brain, elevate your aim. Come on, MTT, breaking down the walls. Unlock your potential, stand tall and ball. It's a brand new day, feeling no so bold. MTT, my Tech Talks, they got stories to be told. With wisdom and knowledge, they light up the stage. Open up your mind, let's turn a new page. MTT, my Tech Talks, so they blow your mind. Unlock your potential, leave the doubts behind.